welcome back to Autumn Leigh at Home. I'm Autumn Leigh, and today I am actually going to discuss with you guys the idea of ingredient family versus pre-made and pre-cooked family. Now, I want to start the conversation with a fed family is a happy family. As long as you're feeding your family, this is just more food for thought. It's not a have to. The most important thing is your family's getting fed. So the reason I bring this up is because somebody mentioned it one time, and it just made me start thinking about that a lot more at the time I was buying a lot of stuff that was pre-made, such as, dinner meals or pre-made lasagna or pre-made frozen meals. And again, those aren't bad, but then I started talking and thinking about the fact that an ingredient family, when you buy more ingredient stuff like this, butter, milk, that sort of thing, what the difference is and what the pros and cons are with that. So that's what I wanted to discuss with you guys today. I started off, when I first got married, I bought everything pretty much pre-made, frozen. All I needed to do was heat it up. I did not really spend a lot of time in the kitchen growing up, other than, again, heating stuff up and eating things that were already pre-made. What I started realizing was that ingredient family, if you're an ingredient family, you end up buying all the ingredients to be able to make things at home. The pros for that we have found and that I've seen with my family are that, for one, we're eating healthier. Another thing is we have far less trash. We used to overload the dumpsters and we would almost need 2 trash cans a week. When I was buying the pre-made meals, we would need 2 trash cans a week when I was buying the pre-made meals because it made so much trash. We had so much trash left over just from the packaging of those meals. So I found lately that, or not lately, but over the past few years, ever since we became more of an ingredient family, that we don't use near as much trash. We don't even fill up 1 trash can per week as a family of 6, which is really a big difference. I never realized how much trash we were using before until we started doing it this way. Now, with all of that being said, I still buy frozen meals. There's still times where our family gets crazy and we just need a quick, easy meal. But that's where also the dinner plus one idea comes in that I used in one of the previous videos, and I can link that one down below. But the dinner plus one idea, where when you have the time to make a homemade meal, say on a Saturday when you have a little bit more time, then you can make 1 meal for that night and then make enough to put in the freezer for another night. So the dinner plus one. And that way you're having homemade meals, but you may already have one made or a few made in the freezer that you can choose from on a night that it does get crazy and busy. But either way is fine. It's more food for thought, I think, is my idea behind this whole conversation, and me talking with you guys about this. Over the past few years, I've transformed more from a pre-made meal family to a buy the ingredients. And if we have the ingredients here, we can pretty much whip up all kinds of dinners or lunches or meals just from ingredients that we have here. Now, this did not all come all at one time, because if you never really grew up in a cooking family or you never spent a lot of time in the kitchen, then this may come as like a totally different idea for you, but it's not something that you have to learn or do all at one time. And it's not even something you have to do. It's just more of food for thought in the fact that we're using far less trash, where our family's eating healthier. And then on top of that, a lot of my family has specific dietary needs, and it's allowed me to be more specific towards those dietary needs. So one of my kids, we've realized that red 40 dye that you find in almost everything is very hard to avoid when you buy prepackaged meals or pre-made things, especially like pre-made snacks, that sort of thing. And we never really had, to be honest, I grew up thinking like, oh, that's silly, red 40 is not going to change somebody's personality that much or change a kid that much. It does. It makes a big difference for one of our kids. So we've realized that making food at home has really transformed that. That child is not getting near as much red 40 dye, and that has made a big difference. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, a lot of times if you look at the ingredients list on the back of pre-made snacks especially, you'll see the different ingredients, and red 40 is an ingredient that a lot of times can cause behavioral changes in children. And so that's something that you can also research on your own and look into for your own kids' sake. But it's something that, to be honest, I never really thought was a big deal before until we started experimenting with it to see if that would help. And it has made a big, big difference. So I'm really grateful for being an ingredient family now for those reasons. Now the cons, if I'm being totally honest, the cons would be kind of what you would expect, that there is a lot more time consuming with the trying to, cut the vegetables, prepare the meals, whatever it may be. It is more time consuming. So that would be a con. The other con would be that there's a lot more dishes. But if you have kids, then that, they're always welcome to help. It's good responsibility learning, but it does create a lot more dishes to have to clean and dishes on the daily basis. So trying to find a routine of all of the above has, I would say, would be the con. But for our family, the pros outweigh the cons. And so by changing from a pre-made dinner meal family or frozen meals or anything like that, pre-made treats or snacks or all of those things, to an ingredient family where I can ask myself when I'm buying something from stores, is this something that I could make at home, and then trying to make it. Now, again, this doesn't happen all at one time. We still buy a lot of snacks. We still buy dinners and meals frozen. I am not against that at all. However, it has allowed me to start stepping back and thinking, okay, instead of buying this, is this something I can make? Because when you buy it, if you turn the package over, which again isn't something that I used to do at all, but if you turn the package over and look at the back and read the ingredients, there's just so many preservatives, so many ingredients that I don't even know what they mean or what they are. And by being an ingredient family, I know exactly what is going into the food that I'm making for my kids and my family. So that's something that we've started, again, looking at. Now, we still do the fun snacks every once in a while and all of that. So if you happen to see that, it's not a big deal. we do it. It's just been fun to see how I've been able to expand my cooking as well. And it's something that I've been having fun trying, of if that's something that we can make at home versus buying in the store. And if it is, then why not try it? And we'll see how it tastes. If it tastes terrible, we'll just keep buying the one from the store. If it tastes great, then I've made a whole nother home cooked meal at home and home cooked snacks that don't have all those extra ingredients and extra preservatives in it. So it's been really fun to do. And I've tried to have that mindset of, it's not something I have to do or I need to do. It's more of something that I enjoy doing and I have fun doing. And it's a healthy hobby for my family because now they're eating healthier. I don't want to overwhelm myself because then I'll just shut down and not want to do any of it. So that's where I want to give the encouraging advice of, don't feel like you have to be one or the other. You can be a family that buys pre-made meals and be a family that is learning how to cook on your own. And so it doesn't have to be one extreme or the other. We're kind of towards the middle, and that's something that we enjoy doing. My kids enjoy cooking. So we're kind of going on this journey together, and I'm teaching my kids how to cook, but I'm also teaching myself too in the process, because I did not grow up learning how to cook a lot of things from scratch ingredients. Now, we did cook at home a lot, but it wasn't everything from scratch. And so that was something that I'm learning and I'm excited to learn. Or if we did, I didn't spend a lot of time in the kitchen doing it. So I'm grateful for YouTubers as well as people that have recipes, and you can follow those recipes, but it's your kitchen and you can make those recipes into things that you enjoy and like. So if something calls for certain ingredients that you don't really care for, like I'm not a huge apple cider fan. Apple cider vinegar is what I'm talking about, apple cider vinegar. I just don't like cooking with it. I don't like the taste of it. I don't like anything that has come out finished cooking with that ingredient in it. So if I can, I try to weed that one out or change it out for a different ingredient. But that's just me. I know a lot of people cook with apple cider vinegar and they love it. So that's kind of one of those, that's just an example of one of the things that you can do because it's your kitchen. If you don't like the recipe for something, or you feel like it would taste better with something else, then that's the fun of being in the kitchen. So, a pre-made dinner family, again, is a well-fed family. However, if it's something that you can make at home, or even make one on a slow day and then for your family and freeze one, so that dinner plus one, versus an ingredient family, where you can try to ask yourself, is that something that I can make at home? But I just wanted to take this time to encourage you guys and to let you know that, you know, again, a fed family's a happy family. As long as they're being fed, that's all that matters. But food for thought. Ask yourself, step back and say, is that something I can cook? And if so, on a slow day when you're at home, try to find joy in it. And if it becomes a task, then just do one step at a time. Don't feel like you have to learn all these different things all at one time. And if you start feeling overwhelmed, just take a step back, take a day off, or a few days off or a week off. But don't shut that door and say, I'm not doing that. An ingredient family is just too much work. Because it can be rewarding, and it's rewarding for your family as well. But I hope that this encouraged you guys, and if you guys have any other ideas or thoughts, of course, share below. We would love to hear them. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And again, thank you for joining me at Autumn Leigh at Home, and I hope to see you guys next time. Thank you.